Welcome to the City of Taguig OFB or Open for Business webinars. This is a component of the city's Taguig Online Resources and Community Hub or TORCH. Taguig OFB aims to help support business owners from various industries in doing business in the new normal. Welcome to Module 1, The New Normal, Maintaining a Safe City by the Taguig Safe City Task Force. In this module, we will discuss what is Safe City, the city's response to the pandemic, what is the Taguig Safe City Task Force, what is the new normal, how do we establish the new normal, and how do we maintain the new normal. What is epidemiology? What is SEDSU? What is COVID-19? How is the virus transmitted? How does it affect humans? And how fatal is this virus? We also find out if COVID-19 really lives on surfaces for a long time, how it has affected the community, what steps the city has taken to flatten the curve, if there is a possibility of a second wave, if there is a cure, and most importantly, how do we safeguard against it? Safe City has always been a commitment of the city. It is an initiative to ensure a safe and fear-free environment for its citizens and stakeholders. It embodies the city's drive for preparedness and resilience against diseases and disasters. In light of COVID-19 and its impact, the city quickly adopted a reorganization strategy by clustering its city departments according to the city's new objectives. These clusters include containment and contact tracing, community quarantine, socio-economic, supply and distribution, communication, public health, and finance and logistics. One of the reorganization strategies of the city was the creation of the Taguig Safe City Task Force. It was created for the effective implementation, enforcement, and monitoring of the health and safety guidelines to be followed by all individuals and entities residing or doing business in the city. What is the new normal? Brought about by COVID-19, the new normal is a new way of living. It is a necessary lifestyle change that everyone must practice, where we observe stricter health standards to ensure the safety of the community. How do we establish the new normal? We establish it by prioritizing health and safety via the city's two-pronged approach. The two-pronged approach is prevention and protection and monitoring and reporting. In the next module, we will cover how we as a city can establish and maintain these new norms. Here are some of the city's other COVID-19 initiatives. In this portion of the webinar, we now learn all about COVID-19. Dr. June C., is the head of the Taguig City Epidemiology and Disease Surveillance Unit. Prior to heading the city's efforts with regard to COVID-19, Doc June, as he is called, was already active in the field, tracing, monitoring, and addressing diseases. He was central to the curtailment of various diseases in several communities in the country. He has been practicing medicine and epidemiology for more than 20 years.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Luis C. Jr. and I am the head of the Taguig City Epidemiology and Disease Surveillance Unit. The Epidemiology Unit is in charge of disease surveillance and outbreak investigation. We are constantly and daily monitoring diseases that has a potential for outbreak. And by catching them early, these diseases, we know what to do with them and how to prevent them and what will be our control and response mechanisms in order to stop the spread of this disease. Right now, we have this COVID-19 outbreak. It is a viral respiratory disease that affects human beings. It is transmitted via droplets, person to person, meaning one person can transmit the virus to another person when we cough, when we sneeze, or even when we talk to each other because of the droplets. We know that most of the people who are infected with COVID-19 will have mild symptoms, while a certain number or a minimal number of people, especially those who are vulnerable, when we talk about vulnerable, these are the population who are extremes of ages, meaning the very young and the very old, those who have comorbidities, having other conditions, existing conditions. Most of them will have severe to critical symptoms, and some might even have an outcome which might lead to death. How this virus lives outside of the body is not really understood yet. The answer is not quite specific yet, as there are only a few studies saying that the viruses can live for several hours outside the human body. What is important is that we institute or often clean our surroundings, especially surroundings or surfaces that we frequently come in contact with, using the recommended disinfecting process or solutions that we have. Since COVID-19 is being transmitted from person to person, it is easily transmitted in the community from one infected person to another susceptible person. And since this is a novel disease, that means it is readily spread from one person to another because no one has an immunity yet for this disease. That's why it is important that preventive measures should be instituted or being practiced in order to decrease the transmission of this disease. In Taguig, to address the COVID-19 problem, we have since instituted the two-pronged approach. First is the prevention and protection, wherein people should practice preventive measures in order to lessen or decrease the transmission of the disease, and the monitoring and reporting, wherein everyone should be monitoring signs and symptoms of the disease and also immediately report to SEDSU if anybody has the symptom or has been sick with COVID-19. There is no cure for COVID-19. That's why it's important that everyone practice the two-prong approach of Taguig City, which is again prevention and protection and monitoring and reporting. This is very possible if we do not practice the preventive and promotive measures that we have been taking since we address this situation of COVID-19. It is very important that we go back to our preventive and our protective measures in order to halt or to stop a resurgence of COVID-19. There is still no cure against COVID-19. It is important that we practice preventive measures and keep ourselves healthy. The city has recorded an upsurge of cases during the latter part of March, and we have addressed this by instituting the two-prong approach and the active participation of the community. By continuing to do so, we will prevent another outbreak of COVID-19 in the future. There's still no cure or a vaccine against COVID-19. That's why it's very important for us to practice Taguig City's two-prong approach, which is the prevention and protection and monitoring and reporting.
For questions about this webinar, please call 0917-833-1327 or send us an email at safecity@tagiginfo.com. For COVID-19 concerns, call the Taguig COVID-19 hotline at 8789-3200 or 0966-419-4510. You can also send an email to covidfaq@tagiginfo.com. For daily updates, follow us on Facebook at I Love Taguig or visit the website at www.tagiginfo.com.